Hello YouTube! Welcome to Scale Gokil channel. In today's episode of Scaleology, I'm going to give you guys a complete walkthrough on the build process of the 110 cj7 Jamboree edition built by Nopthebuilder. The trail ride video of this car was just uploaded before this video, so if you guys want to watch it, I give the link down in the description box. So, without any further ado, cue the intro. Alright, now before I get into the walkthrough, I want to give you guys a brief history on this Jeep cj7 body. So, this body is the result of a collaboration between two workshops, Land Automodified and Nopthebuilder. Back in 2010, it's really hard for them to find a good scale RC body for off-road use. So they decided to build their own. And this is what they came up with. Jeep cj7 body that looks cool, realistic, and functions really well. The build of this car, you can see it in rccrawler.com, where Nopthebuilder give a very good documentation and explanation on the build process of this car. And since 2012, Nopthebuilder already made a few other version of the Jeep cj7 body according to customer requests, but none of them is Jamboree edition. So that's why this car is very special, and I want to give you guys a complete walkthrough, just like what I said in the intro. So let's get into it. Okay, now to take off the cj7 body from its chassis, there's 4 different bolts holding on the body. So let's take that off first. Here is the first one. Alright, let's put it here. Okay. Look at that. Chassis, suspension, and wiring all looks great, bro. Looks great, really nice. Credits to Nopthebuilder who built this car, man. Very nice. Okay, so all opened up. Okay. Now we can take the body off from its chassis, just like that. Okay. All right. Now we are left with the bare bone chassis. Look at this. It's really nice, right? To give you guys a better look on the stuff. Let's see here. Alright, after we take off the body from its frame, this is what we're left with. You can see all the inner workings from the motors, the transfer case, the axles, and all that good stuff. But to make this explanation more interesting, I'm going to bring out most of the parts, the tools, and the materials that made up this thing. So let's go. Alright, I already laid out most of the parts and the tools that made this thing. Credits to Nopthebuilder for lending me these parts and tools so I can have a better explanation on this video. So let me start from the chassis. So this chassis is made up from a 4.7mm aluminum plate. And what's so unique about this chassis is that actually it follows the real cj7 chassis. And they do this by copying the chassis layout from the internet and put it to the CNC machine and cut it to this shape. But as you can see, this is still a straight chassis. While in the real car, it's bented, especially in the front section. So they actually bend the chassis just like this. See, it's bented, and they use this tool to bend this thing. And the cool part is it actually bended according to the chassis layout they already have. And I'm going to bring up a video demonstration how they bend this chassis. It's really cool. Okay, after that, let me explain you guys about the axle. So what I'm holding on here is an SDI 4x4 generation 1 axle, and this is the raw version of this axle, and this is the final product that is used in the cj7 car. And I don't know if you can see it clearly or not, but it looks just like the real one. And if you notice, the front axle actually have a right offset. See, it's not centered, right? Not just like the raw one like this. It's the original one. Sorry about that. It's the original one, and it has a center offset. See, so what they did is actually they cut the axle tube to this length, so it make the axle right offset like this, right? And they even went further by making the axle cover to look like the real cj7 axle, and they use a body filler and then form it to look like this. Before it looked like this. There's a hole in there because this axle can be used for 6x6 application. That's why there's 2 outlets right here. There's 2 outlets. You can see it. Okay. So that's the axle. And then we go to the lift spring. The lift spring also custom made, and the firmness is adjusted according to the weight of the car. So this thing is really cool. It looks just like in the real one, right? This is the lift spring. Okay, put it back where it's from. And then the other cool part is this thing. If you guys realize, this is a wire spoke from a bicycle wheel, and they use this to make a U-bolt. A U-bolt is the bolt that held up the lift spring to the axle. Okay, because it's really hard for you to see it, I'm gonna bring up other demonstration videos of the U-bolts and how they use this bending machine or bending tool to make the U-bolts from a wire spoke wheel. It's really cool just to see it. Okay, what other parts? Oh yeah, this is the engine mount, or actually it's a motor mount. See, this is where the motor actually mount this, and this mount to the chassis. You can see it here, right there. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see it, but yeah. So the motor mount is made from a 4mm aluminum plate, cut it and bend it according to the spec. The other cool thing is the transfer case. This transfer case is actually custom made because what they want to achieve is a very small transfer case so they can fit a full interior, and that's why this is made from an injected plastic and a custom made gears. And I'm going to pull up another shot of this transfer case so you guys can see other angles. So it's all working, and it has a 1:1 gear ratio. Then the other part of this car is the gear reduction. The gear reduction here we use HPI Racing gear reduction because back in the day there's not much option for gear reduction, and this is the best option for this application, so they use that. And the other part is the servo. Okay, I don't think I see it. Servo use a 35 kilo servo, and the ESC here, it uses a 1080 hobby wing ESC with a standard 2200 milliamps battery. Yeah. Oh, the other part is the shock. The shock is using a King Kong RC shock that usually used for truck, but because we don't play trucks, we use it in cj7 chassis. I think that is all for the mechanical parts of this car, and okay, I think that's it. Alright, that is it for today's video. I only explained the mechanical aspect of this build, and for the next Geology episode, I'm going to give you guys a complete explanation on the Jeep cj7 body. And so, if you like this video, please hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you will get the latest update from our channel. See you next time!